gun defense, side waistband or holster. This is when the opponent reaches to draw the weapon from the side. It's very similar to our underhand knife defense. If you've watched that or are familiar with that, most of those mechanics are going to be the same. So, again, distance on all of these is the most important thing. If I'm too far away from him, really even more than about an arm's length is too far for these weapon defenses. Because if he even just takes a step back as he draws, I can't get my hands on that weapon. So I need to be close enough here that I can really kind of reach this weapon right from here. Even just a half step, if he draws and steps back, I'm probably not going to be able to get my hands on that weapon in any fashion. Okay? So, if he has his hand on the weapon to start with, this is also very bad for me. It reduces the amount of time that I have to close the gap. If he takes a step back and draws from there, that weapon's already on me. Okay? So, ideally we're not going to go for these if his hand's already on the weapon. It's just too slow. Okay? If I'm super close already, maybe I have a chance. It definitely increases your chances of success with this, but it's still very, very sketchy here. So, I want to go for this move as he's reaching. Okay? So I'll show the move, and then we'll break it down. So he reaches. Okay, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. We're going to pull the weapon out here. Create the wrist lock, disarm, and take the weapon. Disengage, protecting the weapon. Okay. So we're going to go from this better angle here. You can't quite see what's going on at first. Maybe I'll put it just at this angle here. So, first thing I'm going to do, as he reaches, I'm just closing the gap on this side. I want to position myself as close to that weapon as possible. I'm going to use the backhand to stuff the weapon into the holster. Okay? So I'm just going back of the wrist to wrist here. And using some downward pressure here to keep that weapon in the holster. From here, I'm going to reach for that elbow, and I'm just going to open that elbow up, open the cardboard here. From here, I'm really trying to break his posture down if possible. The more I can break his posture here, the less resistance he's going to be able to give me. Sometimes, if I'm able to really stuff this weapon in the holster, it won't come out, and I can pry his hand off. Okay? But we're going to go worst case scenario here, is that he's already drawing that weapon as I'm going for the move. If it comes out of the holster as I'm doing the move, the gun kind of ends up in your face, and we'll talk about how to kind of mitigate that scenario as much as possible. So, if he goes to draw, we'll say it comes out of the holster. I'm still going to break the posture. I can walk this hand up his back. Okay? I want to position my body, kind of my waist, my stomach, right on the back of his tricep. And I want to reach for this wrist lock. You can see in doing so, I'm not pointing that barrel right at myself, okay? I'm going to point it away over my shoulder here. Okay? There's a very real chance that that weapon will go off right here. It's going to be extremely unpleasant. It's going to be very loud right in your ear, but it's obviously better than this. So from here, I'm going to apply this wrist lock to disarm, keeping focus on keeping that barrel pointed away from my body. Okay. From here I can disengage or hold or whatever you feel. So, on a different angle here. As he goes to draw, I've got to check my distance. Too far from me, I don't feel comfortable with this. Okay. This I feel much better with, I can reach that weapon. So as he draws, one, I'm stepping in, back of the hand to the back of the hand. If I can stuff that gun into the holster, a lot of times when I complete the move, the gun gun ends up staying in the holster. But worst case scenario, it comes out. I was maybe a little too far away or a little too slow on that. So from here, I'm breaking the posture as much as possible by pulling that elbow, and I'm walking this hand up to create a little bit of a Kimura here to break his posture and isolate this hand behind his back. Positioning my waist into that arm, because without blocking the tricep, I can't create a wrist lock here, okay? I just go hand right on this weapon, right on the wrist, and I can pull that in and keep good control as to not point that barrel right in my face. Disarm, reposition the weapon, I can hold here, disengage, whatever, okay? One more time. He reaches, one. Downward pressure here. If it happens to draw, that's fine. We're just going to be very cognizant, very aware of what's going on with that barrel. Breaking the posture here, stomach in the tricep, getting the hand on the weapon, creating a wrist lock, disarming, securing the weapon,